All right, welcome back to Rage's Cantina, the podcast. Today on the show, is Kathleen Kennedy fired, or is it all just rumor bullcrap? We'll give you our take on it. Dave Filoni says that Anakin is the greatest Jedi of all time, and the sequel trogs act like it's news for some reason. And Asoka is this channel's last chance for Disney Star Wars. I'll tell you what I mean by that later in the show. It's Rage's Cantina, the podcast, episode 12, ranked the best new Star Wars podcast of all time.
Looking forward to this for a long time.
All right, welcome again, guys. I'm joined once again by my co-host, Tomba. How you doing today, Tomba?
What up, Box Bros? Bit of a headache, but other than that, I'm okay.
Wow, I just got a big headache. Wow. What, I was hit by a train or something?
I didn't see anything.
You should be pretty happy, Tomba, because, you know, you're getting your own game coming back to the forefront of the gaming industry here. You should be happy, man.
I am. I didn't think I'd see the day, but you know, it's happening. It's finally happening. As you may or may not know, I'm not a big fan of Tomba 1, but I will buy it because I want them to remaster Tomba 2. So I'm going to buy it anyway. And if they remaster Tomba 1 and Tomba 2, and people buy it, then there's a very good chance that they may say, hey, there's an interest here, let's make Tomba 3, and it will finally happen and I can die happy.
Right. So that's big, but that's, of course, not Star Wars news. We're here to talk about Star Wars, of course, as always, and we got some pretty interesting news for you guys today. So the first of which is that, well, Kathleen Kennedy, I'm sure most of you have heard, might be fired from Star Wars. Now, there hasn't been any official announcements that, she has been fired or not, truly. But there are plenty of sources claiming that this is the case. The proof being that apparently she was locked out of her emails at Disney, believe it or not. Yikes. So get pwned, Kathleen Kennedy. Here at Ragebox HQ, we believe that Kathleen Kennedy is the source of most of the problems with modern Star Wars. So, is she truly gone, and what does this mean for the future of Star Wars if she is?
I think it means good things. I think it means that, someone else will pick up the reins and maybe we can get some actual Star Wars content. But then again, it's all backed by Disney, so that's a pipe dream anyway. So,
probably is. I hate to say it, but I feel like she's probably not actually fired, because we've gotten these reports before of Kathleen Kennedy being fired, and they always turn out to be bogus. It's like it's either she's been downgraded a bit somehow, maybe, but I don't think she's completely fired. I don't know. It just seems too good to be true.
I feel like on the next podcast we'll be saying somehow Kathleen Kennedy returned. Boo! You'll have to forgive the sequel meme.
Yeah, just had to say a sequel meme here on the stream, didn't you? So, a little more KotOR news now. We got KotOR news, guys. I made a video on this earlier in the week, but I also wanted to talk about it here since it's about the game we all know and love, KotOR. It was also recently KotOR's 20th anniversary, so happy birthday, KotOR.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo, you look like a monkey, and you smell like one too.
Drink some Jamba Juice.
And Jamba Juice, dude. It's great. I love KotOR. 20 years old. And one more year, it'll be able to drink. It could join us here in the Cantina. Can you believe that, Tom?
Yep, it's gonna be good. Just just don't drink too much and lose your ship on a game of sabacc.
Yeah, right. So recently, there was an alpha version of KotOR that was released for all of our viewing pleasure. The game, I think, looks completely different than the finished product, and I think it's just really interesting to see such an early version of the game. And what's even more interesting is you'd think that we'd be getting some news or gameplay or anything from the supposed remake that's in development. But instead, the gameplay we are seeing is of over like 22 years ago. So, you know, whatever. But at any rate, you know, there's a link in the description. Again, guys, check out the video if you haven't seen it yet, because it's really, really interesting. Have you seen it yet at all, Tomba?
I have not.
Oh wow, Tomba hasn't seen. Okay, yeah, go check that out, Tomba, because it's really cool. It's like the 0.2 alpha version of KotOR. It's like really old stuff from BioWare, and it leaked recently. So
I'll have to check it out. I've been slacking past few days.
So yeah, I just think it's cool as hell. And who knows, maybe we'll see like more stuff like that coming out about KotOR. And anything that extends the KotOR lore is good in my eyes. So
it's the bread and butter here at RageBox HQ.
Yeah, it really is. No joke. No joke about that. All right, moving on. We're blowing through these pretty quick. So Dave Filoni says that Anakin Skywalker is the greatest Jedi of all time.
And the sky is blue.
Yeah, and for some reason, people are acting like this is news. I really don't know. So, now, he could have meant this in two ways. Either he's the greatest Jedi of all time, as in following the doctrine of the Jedi, or just Force potential. Now, I'm certain that he meant Force potential, because we all know that Anakin fell to the dark side and all that. Doesn't really make you a very good Jedi when you fall to the dark side and kill all the Jedi. I wouldn't say that's a good Jedi, but I think he meant as in Force potential, because we all know that Anakin's midichlorian count was like close to 40,000. So
he was born through the Force. If
right.
you go and check Rage's recent video, you'll see his midichlorian count and his rating on Anakin.
I made a little short about that. So it's really high. So I'm pretty sure he meant Force potential. Probably he should have worded it a little differently, maybe, because a bunch of people were jumping on him. But it's like George has said that like Anakin and Luke and all them are like great Jedi in their own way. At some point, like Anakin was a great Jedi. So it's just silly that like it was even like news for, I guess, as long as it was. It was mostly on Twitter, but yeah, everybody was jumping on Filoni about it. But I'm almost 100% certain that Dave meant Force potential. That's probably what he was talking about.
I think if you want to talk about the greatest Jedi of all time, meaning, you know, Jedi, not Force potential, that's more than likely going to be our boy Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan, yeah, for sure. He like, through all his adversity, he followed the doctrine of the Jedi perfectly and, like, stayed true to the light.
I mean, some people might rush to say Yoda, but I think Obi-Wan was better as a Jedi.
Huh. That's an interesting take. Yeah, I can kind of see why you'd say that.
Because you know, Yoda, you know, he didn't see everything that happened, and when, you know, at the end of episode 3, what did he do? He went into hiding on Dagobah, and he lamented his failures. Like, you know, that's not something a 900-year-old Jedi Master should probably do. But, you know,
I mean, he felt like he failed and all that. I guess. Yeah, you're just a peasant. But yeah, no, I definitely always say that I think Obi-Wan is the best example of like a perfect Jedi. Maybe not no Jedi's perfect, but I mean, he followed the code in a way to where it got him through all the adversity that he ever faced. Like, he lost so many people that he cared about, so much, you know, Anakin and all that. He lost the Jedi Order, he lost the Republic, he lost like everything. Like, what's her face, the girl? What was her name again?
Satine.
But no,
Satine Kryze.
Yeah, that's it. He lost her. That was like the secret in the background love of his life and all that. You know, he lost her to Darth Maul. He lost his master. He went through so much, and yet he stayed true to the code, and he never fell to the dark side because of it. I don't even think Obi-Wan ever got close to the dark side.
No,
honestly.
see, the closest I ever saw him was when he was fighting Maul after Qui-Gon was killed.
Yeah, he was all upset.
I wanted to say Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon's more of a grey Jedi. He's not a true Jedi in that aspect. And in the books, Qui-Gon does almost succumb to the dark side when his love interest is killed. So, fortunately, I can't say Qui-Gon, even though he's my favorite Jedi of all time.
Well, that's what Qui-Gon says to Obi-Wan in Episode 1. He says, I foresee you being an even greater Jedi than me. And he was right.
Yeah, you know, masters, a Jedi Master, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are the peak. They're there to train the next generation to be even better than themselves.
Yeah, of course. So
which it's a good contrast. It mirrors the dark side, you know, because Palpatine's like, oh, I'll have an apprentice even more powerful than me, because they're obsessed about power, but you know the Jedi wants them to be even better than they are, more of a Jedi.
All right, so moving on. So Bob Iger says that they will be reducing spending and creation on new Marvel and Star Wars content. I can't say I'm all that surprised about this one. I think this is just more proof that Disney is failing hard when it comes to Star Wars. On Thursday, Iger said it was possible the company would license Disney content to other streaming platforms as well. It's a possibility, I won't rule it out, Iger said. So yeah, not looking good overall, but we've known this for a while now. It's getting to the point.
I covered it in the last podcast. Yep.
Right.
We all saw it coming.
We all saw it coming, so here it is.
They just need to take him out back and, you know.
Old Yeller, dude. Just
yes.
I really do think
there's nothing we could do.
I mean, nothing we can do. I really do just think that they need new leadership at Disney. That's just what it all comes down to at Lucasfilm too. They just need new leadership.
They do need new leadership, but my biggest concern is that you'll get someone even worse. You know.
Yeah, could happen.
Like, you'll get some like purple haired, like 50 rings in the nose. Like I don't know.
Lord.
Like we need someone. We need. Honestly, I know this is wishful thinking, but I wish it was Dave Filoni.
Listen, Dave.
In terms of Star Wars, anyway.
It's like, yeah, he'd probably be, out of all of them that I've seen, Dave would probably be the best fit. But you know who I really want at the helm is.
Who's that?
You know who?
George.
But
George, the president of Disney. I don't think he wants to...
No. I'm talking about just Lucas.
Oh, just Star Wars? Yeah. Well, they hire him as a consultant or an advisor, right? They should just be like, your project lead. This is your... They should say, you know, this is yours. You should take it in the direction you want it to take it in. I don't see the problem.
I think George just doesn't always want to be that involved, though, you know, because he's like kind of just done with it. Like he's just...
Yeah, I think that's why he sold it.
And, you know, it all goes back to just the OT Andes hating on George and making him want to sell his company. That's what it all goes back to, because that's why he got sick of it. Because he made the prequels, and they all freaked out on him for no freaking reason, because the prequels are actually genius, and everybody's just OT Andes about it.
The same people who complained about the CGI Jabba, even though it looked better. The same people who complain... Well, I'm talking about the Phantom Menace Jabba, that is.
Yeah.
The same people who complained about how they changed Palpatine, even though in the original, the non-CGI Palpatine looks like a bug-eyed creature. So it's so much better.
I really do not like that Palpatine.
He looks like he's been sniffing bath salts. Like, the dark side is a pathway to many things I would consider unnatural, including those eyes. And also, they're the same people who shit on Jar Jar Binks and drove Ahmed Best to a very, very close, almost suicide. So you know, I get you're a fan and you like it, but at what point do you stop being a fan and just start being like a horrible person? You know?
Right. So it's like, I'm not saying you have to like the prequels, but it shouldn't have been to the point where George was like bullied almost into selling his company, because that's like what happened. And then here you go, people. Now this is what we get. This is the Star Wars we got now. So, but anyway, so yeah, they're probably going to be outsourcing material to other streaming platforms. That just goes to show how bad Disney Plus is failing. Like they got to be hurting.
Yep.
Financially right now.
They don't have much of their own content. A lot of the content they have on there now is stuff that they've bought from other platforms.
Yeah, it's true.
You know. They're suffering the same fate as Netflix. Netflix has got no good original content other than like maybe Stranger Things, which is like, you know,
originality
once in a blue moon.
Originality is dying lately. It really is. Yeah. That's like a big problem with.
Would you say it's the people's fault, or would you say it's because of like, you know, laziness? Like people now are like, oh, you're getting AI to do it. Like, for example, because we're talking about Marvel shows on Disney. The new Marvel, what's it called? What's that movie? It's the Nick Fury Marvel, whatever it's called.
I heard
Secret
about
Invasion.
it.
Secret Invasion. That's what it's called. The intro to that, the entire intro is AI generated.
Is it?
Yep. The entire intro is AI generated.
Seriously? Oh my god.
The entire intro. Because I was watching it the first time and I was like, this is weird. This looks like it's AI generated. And then I found out it was AI generated.
No, thank you.
And it's like...
I don't care nothing about Marvel no more, man. I don't really pay attention to it anymore.
It's sad. It's sad because it's like, yeah, it might be cheaper overall to do AI generated stuff, but it's like, can you imagine if they had it like back in like, you know, medieval times, and they were like, oh, you know, we don't need you to do the new Michelangelo, David. We get an AI to do it. It's just stupid.
I mean, yeah, I think AI is going to be taken over, and I don't think it's like it's helpful in some ways, and then, but I think it's like the Midas touch, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
the human element. It's the human element.
It's going to delete the human element from like so many things, and in the end, it's gonna probably it's just not gonna be good. I don't know, man. Pop culture is just we're in a war for pop culture, and some of you might not want to believe that we are, but we are. It's happening, and I think it's almost unwinnable. The war seems sometimes.
There's
like,
certain things that you just can't top. An AI can't top. Like the Sistine Chapel, an AI couldn't do better than that.
One day, this is my fear, that one day an AI could become so freaking advanced that it could. And then it's like, you'll never see artists anymore because they'll just be out of a job. Because, like, why hire an artist for all this money when you can just create a program that can just do it for free?
You know what, though? It could look as good, but it wouldn't feel as good. You know, you know how with new Star Wars, it's like, it looks good, it sounds good, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars, you know?
Right,
it's missing that feeling, that intrinsic element, that the human element. That's how I feel like it will go. It's the same thing for like food, right? You go to a restaurant. Do you want an AI making you food, or do you want a chef who understands flavor and can be creative? You know, it's a similar prospect.
Yeah, AI would probably have to become sentient in order to get to the point where it can perfectly emulate human creativity. And then that is, of course, a whole nother can of worms in and of itself. But let's not get in the weeds talking about AI on our Star Wars podcast.
They're heading to a Skynet event, but let's move on.
So, Filoni, it's been confirmed now that Dave Filoni has written every episode of Asoka, commenting how he had to do it because he knew the character so well. Now, there's a lot of Dave haters out there that are mad about this, and while I admit, you know, Dave's not perfect, he's not like a god or anything, but I still have a lot of faith in him overall, and this does give me a lot of hope for the Asoka show. So I will be giving it a good chance, a solid good chance. What about you, Timby? Are you going to be watching it with me? Are you going to watch Asoka with me?
Of course, we watch all the Star Wars shows together.
All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna give it a good shot. And there's actually a final trailer for the show that was put out about a week ago, and we have not seen it yet. So let's watch it now live and give our thoughts.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
We're just copying the Vader scene.
Jesus.
From Rogue One.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
Oh, hold on. I gotta bring this up because some people on Twitter were saying that this might be Kreia or somebody like that. And I was like, I don't think so. Yeah.
I thought it was like a little gray alien.
And then somebody was saying it's like the sister or whatever from the Force people from that planet or whatever.
The sister was way like prettier than that.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just wanted to bring that up. Like, I don't think it's Kreia. I really don't think so.
What if? Pause. Go back.
What?
Bring up the image of it. What if? Right. Now, this is gonna tie in directly into Rebels. Okay.
Okay.
Have you watched all of Rebels?
Yes. I've probably missed some episodes. No. Well, a little bit of it.
Sacrilege.
A good bit of it. There's some of it that I've missed. Listen, there's some of it that I've missed, but I've seen the final episode and all that, and I know.
Okay.
Cool.
In the background, behind her, like, forget her for a minute. Do you see that in the background?
Yeah. I know. It looks like the world between worlds or whatever.
It's the Force Gates, the world between worlds, where there's no like time or like space. You can go anywhere, anytime, basically, any event. What if, right? Because that plays with time and whatnot. Like in the last season, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched. I'm pretty sure Asoka died. Well, Asoka is predicted to have died in the last season, right? Of Rebels, and then Ezra Bridger goes into the Force Gates and basically goes back to that time and pulls her in.
And he saves her. Yeah, I know.
And he saves her, right? So you know, like time travel basically. What if this is her? What if this is Asoka, old woman Asoka?
Huh? I don't know. Maybe.
Like, what if she's looking at herself and she doesn't realize it? Because you know, time travel.
Of Thrawn's return
Interesting
as
theory.
heir to the Empire.
Yeah, here we go. So Thrawn's coming back. We know.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me. Master.
Yeah, I know that this
First
is
of
based
all-
on. Hold on. This little R2 looking thing. Hold on. It's based on like the original like concept of R2 or like a toy of him or something. Fun fact.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
A few things. Sabine looks and sounds great, just like the show.
Yeah.
Hera Syndulla looks awful. Doesn't sound like she does in the show. So
Who's Harrison?
The
The green Twi'lek
pilot.
girl. Yeah. Where's she at?
Yeah.
She doesn't look good. You don't think? I mean,
She
I
doesn't
guess-
look, she doesn't,
well, she's
I
older,
mean,
right? Like she's older
I
than.
guess she doesn't sound the same though. Also, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Also,
right. She doesn't sound the same.
There's a part. Hang on, rewind. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play from there.
It's easy for me.
Pause. Oh, you missed it.
Missed what? What are we
Back.
looking at?
Right when before she slides under.
Okay.
As she's sliding in there. Oh, you
What-
missed
what-
it. Go back
What are
again.
what are you getting at here, Temby?
Damn, boy! I'm sorry! Bro, you can hide the Death Star behind that. Okay, let's continue.
Oh my god.
Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
It's him! That's fucking Ezra!
Ezra. Though they had that.
Live action Ezra!
We've watched that trailer before.
No, I didn't see this. I don't remember seeing
Well, not
this.
not this trailer, but this has been in a previous trailer that we have
Has it?
watched.
Because I must have missed it. I don't. What the fuck?
He's never spoke though. His voice sounds kind of okay.
I think he sounds good. Listen.
Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
Yeah, sounds like Ezra.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Yeah.
Now, is that
it's-
an old recording of him? It's gotta be. It's gotta be an old recording, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a recording
I'm
that would have
counting on
been
you to see
during the
this
last
through.
season of Rebels.
Nice haircut.
Oh, she's gone woke.
Yep. Yeah.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
No, that hairstyle is accurate to the show, so it's fine.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain.
Oh no.
He literally looks like Elon Musk, dude. Like, is it just me?
Hang on.
Is it just me?
You're gonna have to come to my stream.
Why? Oh no. Look at how they massacred my boy.
Terrible.
Oh my god. I mean, it's true, dude.
Thrawn's flying on the SpaceX interceptor.
Oh, dude. Oh, I don't
Elon
know,
Musk.
man. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say I'm too happy with how Thrawn looks, but
Thrawn Musk.
Does he? He literally looks like... I said this because that image that we're looking at now in the trailer, let me go back to it. This image leaked before this trailer ever aired, and we talked about it a couple episodes ago. And I said, I was like, he looks like Elon Musk, and everybody else wasn't really saying anything. Now everybody's like agreeing with me. Like, oh yeah, he does kind of look like Elon Musk. Like, I fucking called this shit.
Also, the eyes. Like, he's supposed to just have solid red eyes, no? But I get why they're doing it.
You know what? No, the left hates Elon Musk now, so they're probably trying to make him look like Elon Musk because they believe that like Elon's a big bad guy. So they're like, I'm sorry, maybe that's too deep.
They'll subconsciously associate it with him being a villain.
But it's like maybe that's too deep. But I think they're doing it on purpose. Like they're making him look like Elon on purpose as like some kind of jab at him. You know, through Star Wars. I don't know. Maybe that's too deep.
I'm in two minds about the eyes. I think it should look like the comics. Or the books, I should say, where he just had solid red eyes.
Yeah, like no pupils at all.
But I understand why they're doing this, right? Because the Asoka live action is technically, because of the story, it's an adaptation following on of the last season of Rebels, right?
Right.
And he does have eyes like that in Rebels.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. It's just a personal preference.
You have no power.
Was she fighting over a lightsaber?
They cover that in Rebels.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
That was Ezra's lightsaber as well.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Well, we'll see if it sucks or not.
There was a few things I noticed.
Now, so how are there still Inquisitors though? That's what I don't get.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
I don't recognize this Inquisitor. So,
well, of course not. Just in full body gear.
What I will say is, she's using Ezra's lightsaber because she trained with it in the last season of Rebels.
I think I remember that. Maybe that's some of the episodes I might have missed.
That was when they go back to imperialized Mandalore, and she becomes the new ruler of Mandalore. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Okay.
I thought she got the Darksaber or something, or she had it.
She did. She was training with the Darksaber against Ezra with his lightsaber. Like Kanan was teaching them that. You could probably find a clip of it somewhere if you wanted to. And the other thing is, again, she's got Ezra's lightsaber because he didn't take it with him when he went through the portal. So I don't know where Ezra's been or what he's been doing, but he's not had a lightsaber. So I don't know.
Maybe he made a new one.
Maybe he made a new one. Maybe he's been fighting with a stick. Don't know.
I think he's dead.
You think he's morbid? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, well, how come Thrawn's coming back? But it's like, so Thrawn and Ezra both went into the unknown regions themselves together.
On the ship.
It's like if Thrawn's back and Ezra's not, it's like, like where the hell is he then, right? So I guess that's probably what the show will reveal, and we'll just have to wait and see.
I just thought of something. Okay, rewind it to the Inquisitor.
Hold on. So what about the Inquisitor?
You said how is there an Inquisitor, right?
Yeah, how? Because this is like this is after episode 6, right?
I think this Inquisitor works for Thrawn.
Huh.
Right?
Wait, when does Asoka take place? Is it after episode 6? This is like it should be post episode 6, right?
Yes.
And that's why it's
before the sequel stuff, but it's after episode 6. But here's what I think, right? Here's my like Tomba prediction. I'm gonna be either very right or very wrong. What if the Inquisitor is Ezra? What if like Thrawn poisoned his mind on the ship, and that's why we don't technically see him in this trailer? We see Thrawn, but we don't see Ezra. What if we are seeing Ezra?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out. We'll see if Timby's prediction comes true.
It would be a twist. It'd be a good twist.
That would be a very interesting twist. Alrighty, so moving on to my last piece of news. I'm going to wrap it all up right now by saying that Asoka, while I will watch it, like I said, I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'll probably even do some reviews here on the channel and all that stuff. But it will be the last chance I give Disney Star Wars, guys. This is it. The last chance. So, Star Wars Theory, you guys know him. He's a huge Star Wars YouTuber, the biggest Star Wars YouTuber. He recently put out a tweet, and he said that if Asoka didn't do well, or if it ends up like Obi-Wan, you know, he's going to convert his channel into pretty much all Star Wars content that was before Disney, like pre-2012 Disney sale. And I read that, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? That's a pretty damn good idea. So I think I'm going to be doing the same thing, guys. Disney Star Wars has been pretty hit or miss for me over the years, and I'd say it's been mostly misses. And it's just not worth the letdowns anymore. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's very sad. So, again, if Asoka does live up to the expectations, or if it doesn't, sorry, if Asoka does not live up to expectations, you can expect the channel to focus solely on EU and pre-Disney Star Wars content going forward. So don't mess this one up, Disney. Let's hope they get it right. And I'm talking about Asoka better hit it out of the park. It better be like an 8 out of 10 at least. So
it's their last chance.
It's their last chance. You think that's a fair assessment there, Tomba? You think that's fair?
I think that's very fair, given how, like, you know, they had a strong start in The Mandalorian and they messed it up. Yeah. I got more things to say about that. I actually have a few news articles to share here.
All right, guys, we're going over to Timby's Corner. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So Tom's got some news for us. Let's see what he's got.
So, tying into your first subject of the podcast, Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh boy.
The rumors of her being fired. There is also rumors that she does not want George Lucas to be involved anymore, which is heresy of the highest order.
Oh my god.
That's like saying you don't want Tolkien involved in Lord of the Rings, even though he's dead, you know?
Well, if he was still alive, you better fucking believe that they would probably not want him involved, so they could just do their own thing. And
oh yeah,
like that,
if he was alive, Rings of Power never would have happened. At least not like that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's basically this article. I mean, there's no point in reading it. That's the gist of it. She doesn't want George involved anymore, which just goes to show how disillusioned and how out of touch with Star Wars she is, which gives all the more reason why they should just axe her, get rid of her.
Yeah,
she needs to go.
Yeah, this does conflict with that she's already been fired, though. So
it does. This is why it's just a rumor. It's my rumor.
All right. I don't, like I said, I don't think she's actually been fired. It's just always too good to be true. And I'm certain that, you know, the reason she wants George gone is pretty much because they're going to blame him. Like, they're blaming him for why they get so much hate. When it's like all he's done is create great Star Wars films. That's all he's ever done. And so it's like they're just going to scapegoat and blame George. Like, oh, George is the reason why nobody likes what we're doing. Well, it's like, well, yeah, because you're not living up to his standards. So it's like,
yeah.
Oh, well, then it's like now he's not involved with anything anymore. Like, that's terrible if that's true, man. That's really terrible.
Like, there is a really stupid take in this article. It says, while George Lucas's absence from Star Wars will shock some, I mean, I would argue it would shock everyone, because he's like the godfather of Star Wars. They say, this sounds like pure copium, they say many fans are excited about Many fans are excited about how Star Wars can evolve, which is true.
What fans?
Which is true. I mean, Star Wars can evolve.
Evolve into shit, maybe.
You don't need to, like, get rid of him for that to happen.
Who the hell, like...
The gamer rant.
Listen. Since I don't know what this like maybe me and the people who wrote this article have a different definition of the word evolve, but usually when something evolves, that means it's even better than before. Correct? Okay. Yep. Like when a Pokemon evolves, it's not like a worse version than it was before. It's always better. Okay. Got it. Great. Not one thing Disney has put out is better than anything George created. Like episodes 1 through 6. Not one thing, not even Rogue One, not even Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2. Episodes 1 through 6 are better than anything Disney has created solely themselves. So I don't know what this evolution shit is about. That makes no sense at all to me. Sorry.
It gets worse. I want to say now to anyone watching, if you're someone who holds this opinion, then you do not understand Star Wars at its core. It says, fans complained that Star Wars follows the Skywalker family too closely, limiting the stories that can be told.
What?
Which is stupidity of the highest order.
Guys, Star Wars... Hold up. I'm wigging out, dude. Star Wars is about the Skywalkers. That's what it's about. It centers around Anakin and Luke. That's what it was originally supposed to all be about. That's the core of it. Now, you can go off and tell other stories in the universe. That's fine and great. Some of the best stories ever written were told that way, like KotOR. But it's like... But at the heart of it, what it was originally about is Luke and Anakin and all that stuff.
The Chosen One.
Right.
There are books predating the Jedi Order with Yoda and whatnot by like thousands of years, and those Jedi from thousands of years ago literally have Force visions, like prophecies of the Chosen One, Anakin. Like it's the core of Star Wars.
So I don't know what fans are complaining about the original Star Wars. Like, I guess maybe they're saying as a whole, but that's not even true, because there's plenty of stories that don't follow Anakin and all that. There's plenty of So also, if they're complaining about the original story following too closely, then they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Also,
these people don't know what they want, because these are the same people that made Rey a Skywalker, apparently. But it just contradicts itself, the whole statement. And then this whole article's trash, because it goes on to say Andor is considered some of the best Star Wars content ever created.
Oh, God. There's a lot of people that like it, I get it, but honestly, it's not the best.
Load of baloney.
No, nowhere near the best. No, definitely not. I mean, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so I really probably can't fully comment on that, but judging by all the reviews and all the things I have seen, I don't think it's some of the best ever. Again, it's not better than 1 through 6. Like, nothing that they have done can top 1 through 6, and that's how I feel about it.
100%.
So, other people are gonna have different opinions, of course, but
it's just silly. At the end of the day, let's remember that the company's called Lucasfilm after George Lucas.
Yeah, right.
Let's stay true to that vision. Moving on. For those of you who care, Star Wars Outlaws says the planet maps, which are because it's going to be like an open world where you can explore. It says the planet maps are double to triple the size of the zones in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wow.
I haven't played Odyssey, but I have seen the size of the maps, and they are huge.
Yeah, they're nuts.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd expect so if you're exploring an entire freaking galaxy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so. Yeah. So I mean, this detail, just this detail alone, it's looking good in regards to the map sizes.
That's a lot of work. So they must be putting a lot of work into this game. Either that or a lot of copy paste.
I feel like either it's going to be poor quality maps because like you said, copy and paste, or I feel like there's going to be rendering issues. I feel like
maybe
certain platforms may struggle to render this game if the maps are that big. So
I'm saying. Like, remember before they were saying they weren't going to release it on PC or nothing? Like,
it's on PC. It's just not on Steam.
I misunderstood you last time.
No. We covered it. You just got a memory of a goldfish. They're releasing it on Ubisoft.
I mean, my box is orange, just like goldfish. So.
They're releasing it on Ubisoft, which is on PC, but it's not on Steam. So
okay, so right. Okay, yeah.
You can still play it on PC, just not on Steam.
You can play it just on the Ubisoft thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks still, but whatever. I'll probably get it then. It's not. What's the launcher that Fortnite runs off of? What's that one?
Epic.
Yeah, that piece of shit. What China runs that shit and they sell your data all the time. Yeah, if it was on like Epic or something, I'd say hell no way. But Ubisoft's not that bad actually, so I'll probably play it then. There's a good chance again now, guys, that I'll be playing.
Also, pretty pretty cool. This website has a countdown to Asoka. 37 days for anyone who cares.
Wow.
Moving
All right,
on.
what else? What else we got?
Pedro Pascal's replacement speaks out on being the new Mandalorian in new Star Wars.
They're replacing him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Now, I've read through the article, and that title is a bit clickbaity because there is no new actor per se. It's more to do with the fact that they are essentially phasing him out.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian, like they've said, they went on record saying, well, who is the Mandalorian? What is the Mandalorian? Even though we all know it's clearly him. And they're essentially phasing him out so that Bo-Katan can have more.
It's going to become about Bo-Katan. Yeah, I'm done with the Mandalorian, guys. I don't care anymore. It's like seasons 1 and 2 were great. I think season 2 was the end.
Peak. Yeah.
That was the end.
They're slowly phasing him out, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
It says here, while Din Djarin was on screen a lot, Pascal was not. The actor recently confirmed that the majority of his work for the role is now in a voice acting capacity.
Oh wow!
Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder, who I'm assuming are stunt specialists, doing the majority of the body work. So he's barely in it as it is, and they're already phasing him out. You know,
right?
If they phase him out, I hope that they lose money.
Well, because here's the thing I didn't like about Pedro, other than him being like a really big liberal. He complained a whole lot about not having his face like seen, to the point where like they pretty much caved and then let him show his face. And then there was this whole big thing. Like, I think it would have been a 10 times better show if he just never really showed his face. He was just this stoic Mandalorian character. You never know what he looks like. Kind of like the Master Chief in Halo. Like, you never know what he really looks like. I just think the story might have been a little bit better if you just never actually see his face. But he cried and whined to the point where they were like, okay, they had to rewrite the story a little bit. This is what I heard, that they had to rewrite the story a little bit and then make it to where he could show his face for a few scenes. And that still wasn't good enough for him. Even that wasn't good enough. So now it's like, it just probably caused a bunch of internal conflicts in the script that like weakened the show as a whole, I'm sure. So it's like,
they could have easily gotten around that. They could have easily placated him by like, because the rule is that no one else living can see his face, right?
Right, well, they did, though. That's the thing.
Well, no, yeah, no. But they could have appeased him by just doing a scene where he's, like, having a shave in the mirror. In the bathroom, you know?
Yeah, but again, that wasn't good enough for him, because he still wanted more scenes. Like, he wanted his face to be, like, shown all the time. And it's like, that's not the role you're playing, man. You're playing the Mandalorian, where, like, their religion is you can't take off your helmet and all that stuff, and then... I don't know, whatever, so...
It's just another case of actors not understanding the source material, I guess.
Alright. Something like that.
Oh, moving on, we got something interesting here. Count Dooku's Star Wars timeline has a glaring continuity error. Which is interesting. Now, again, I've read through this article, so I'll just cut right to the meat, forget the vegetables. According to the rule of 2, there's only a master and an apprentice in the Sith ranks at one time. In Star Wars Episode 1, Darth Maul is introduced by Sidious as his apprentice, meaning that Count Dooku doesn't become an official Sith Lord until after the events of that movie.
Right.
After Maul is out the picture, Dooku would officially adopt the title Darth Tyrannus. However, with the information disclosed about Dooku's involvement in Sidious's plan in Disney Plus's Tales of the Jedi, his timeline becomes a little complicated. And basically, the reason being for that is... when Obi-Wan Kenobi investigates the disappearance on the planet Kamino, he realizes that the world's deletion and the order for the creation of the clone troopers were done by the Jedi Sifo Dyas, who had been killed by a Sith Lord named Darth Tyrannus about a decade earlier. However, when Star Wars Tales of the Jedi explores Dooku's perspective of the events in The Phantom Menace, it seems that Sifo Dyas has been murdered prior to Darth Maul's presumed death. This makes it harder to pinpoint when he could have taken the name Darth Tyrannus. Now, I'm just going to chalk this up to this is Disney's fault, not George. Because this continuity error only happened after the Tales of the Jedi, which is a Disney IP. So, once again, these people don't understand.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say that Sidious didn't really follow the rule of two all that much. Like, he kind of did it first, but as time went on, he was like, screw that shit, because I'm a badass and I'm taking over the Republic, and you know what I mean? So he kind of didn't really always go by the rule of two that much.
I think it was just very convenient for him. Like, you know, at certain points the rule of two would matter, at certain points it wouldn't, you know.
Right.
I mean, let's not forget, Dooku had Grievous technically as an apprentice and Asajj Ventress.
It mattered until he got into power as Chancellor. Once he became Chancellor, he figured, oh, well, it's only a matter of time now. So he just did whatever he wanted, Like, his apprentices had apprentices, and they had apprentices, and they...
Dooku had 3 at one point, right?
Right, so it didn't... The Rule 2 didn't matter at the... you know, once he got into power, so...
He had Savage Opress, Asajj Ventress, and General Grievous.
No. Wait, no, Savage Opress was only with Maul. And Maul was... by the time Savage Opress joined Maul was doing his own thing, and he wasn't with Sidious anymore.
There was a very brief part where Savage Opress was his apprentice.
Sidious's?
No, Count Dooku's.
Oh.
I'm talking about Count Dooku.
Was that in Clone Wars? Because I actually don't remember that.
It was in Clone Wars, which is another continuity error. Can the Master have an apprentice who then has an apprentice?
I don't know, man.
It's confusing.
Seems a little convoluted.
The timeline just doesn't make sense, guys.
I don't know. I don't think it matters all that much. It's a little nitpicky, I'd say. But
yeah, it's just interesting to see. All right, moving on.
What else?
Star Wars Acolyte features more Jedi than any other film or show, apparently.
Oh yeah, Acolyte, yeah.
Which is
might not watch Acolyte. Listen, I'll watch Acolyte if Ahsoka's good, because I'll still be checking out Disney Star Wars stuff. But if Ahsoka sucks, Acolyte can go bye-bye. That's gonna be
as long as they have, if they have a scene that's similar to that one Old Republic trailer, then I might watch it. I'll show you what I mean.
Oh, you're talking about this?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if it's like this, then you'll watch it?
If it's like this, I'll give it a watch.
I seriously doubt it will be this good.
If they had a scene where it was like an army of Sith versus an army of Jedi, that would be cool.
I doubt it. There won't be an army of Sith. There won't be.
It would be cool, though.
Yeah, but there won't be because of the timeline.
You assumed no force could
the only time awesome stuff like this can take place is in the Old Republic, and that's why the Old Republic's so great.
They should do an Old Republic TV show. I've been saying this. But this is what I want to see in Acolyte.
They'd probably ruin it.
If they could do this in Acolyte, it would be worth a watch. You get a whole bloody battle with loads of them. So good.
I'm telling you, like, look at this shit, dude. Like, why can't Disney do shit like this? Like, what is the problem? This is what 98% of us want to say. Like, is it that hard, Disney? You can't make this kind of shit? Look at this.
Come on, Mickey, do something.
Now watch the lightsaber combat here between Malgus and this dude. I forget this guy's name, but he's so fucking good. Look at this.
I forget the Jedi's name. It doesn't matter anyway. He dead.
Well, he's gonna die, yeah, but... Oh, it's so fucking good, dude! It's like, this is fucking Star Wars. I mean, oh my god. Boom! He's dead.
Were deceived.
You were deceived.
It's a cool looking lightsaber as well.
Your Republic shall fall.
Yep.
It's funny because then they end up signing a treaty.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Disney, look at this. We need this.
I mean, this is like, listen, SWTOR as a whole, I really don't care all that much for, but the trailers and like all this stuff was just the coolest part about it, honestly. Like, the trailers were 10 times cooler than the actual game itself.
They were mini movies. The trailers were very good.
Yeah, they were super good. But
moving on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show that, you know.
I doubt. Listen, like Tomba. I will literally sell you my left box nut if Acolyte is anywhere close to that. I will fucking.
But then it just makes you question: what are they doing with all those Jedi on screen?
It won't be that good.
Are they just gonna have like 200 Jedi like having a meeting?
Well, they're just gonna be in the temple doing Jedi things like they've been doing for the past how many thousands of years. So
also, I feel important to point out as well. It says it's got the most Jedi on screen, right? But what about Attack of the Clones when they were in the arena?
Well, if it's more than that, then yeah, it's a lot. But it's what are they?
There was a lot of Jedi there.
Yeah.
So,
well, whatever.
Let's
Again, I'm only watching it if Asoka turns out to be good. So.
I have another interesting article. Star Wars Studios at risk from asbestos and dangerous roofs.
Oh no.
Now, this is the set of Empire Strikes Back, the Dagobah scene with Yoda, where he lifts the X-Wing, right? This was recorded at Elstree Studios, which is in the UK.
Wow.
Now, this studio has got, asbestos. It could cause cancer and whatnot, and it's very dangerous. And they recorded a lot of Star Wars stuff there, and to this day, they still record Star Wars stuff there. So, this is interesting. Don't really know what effect this is going to have on, Star Wars content being recorded. I mean, it's just a building.
They'll find another place to record, I'm sure.
They'll find another building, yeah. I don't know, maybe it was a contract, I don't know. I mean, it's just a building. They could just go to another building, but I thought it was interesting that, Yoda maybe didn't become one with the Force. Maybe he got cancer from asbestos, Who knows?
Wait, what? Okay.
Alright,
so this is Tomba's gag article. Alright, so...
Yep, so...
I mean, that's it's like a historical kind of place. They filmed a lot of Star Wars there, and now it's like rotten out.
Photo. I've never seen the photo of this set.
Yeah, neither have I. That's pretty cool.
It's interesting. But yeah, moving on. My favorite article right here.
Okay.
Force Unleashed Starkiller gets the Star Wars Black Series treatment.
Oh boy, that's cool.
Which is very cool. And the reason I think this is very cool is because why would Disney invest money into something that they did not want to maybe profit from further down the line? Maybe we may get something Force Unleashed down the line. I don't know what. Don't know if it'll be a remake or a remaster. I don't know. A show. I don't know.
They gonna ruin it.
They probably will ruin it, but I just thought it was interesting. I mean, when's the last time we got Star Wars Force Unleashed news of any kind?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty big. So so it's gonna be like action figures?
Yep, Hasbro has released images of its new Star Wars Black Series figure based on Force Unleashed. The new photos highlight the fan favorite character from the Force Unleashed video game series, who comes complete with 2 Stormtrooper figures and 16 accessories, including Force effects and 2 blasters. The free pack of 6-inch figures releases this fall as a Hasbro PulseCon exclusive and retails for $110.99.
All right, now Tomba, question: are you gonna buy it?
I don't know. I don't really
fake Force Unleashed fan.
I don't really buy action figures like this. But
look, they got like different heads for them and stuff. Like it's like the one on the right's like, she's real to me. Pretty cool. No, well, it's nice that they're releasing something new for the Force Unleashed after all this time. I mean, hey, Force Unleashed 3 would be great. Continue that story. Maybe finish that, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but Boba Fett followed the ship that had Vader in it, and we just don't know what happened.
Right, and we got some action figures now, and there you go. Alright, well, no, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to buy it or anything, but that is just nice that there's still some love for the Force Unleashed.
That's basically it in a nutshell, and then that's the end of my news.
Alright, well, thank you for that, Tomba. That was some pretty interesting articles, and I think that's going to do it as a whole for the Star Wars podcast. Well, just this episode, of course. We'll be back next time, guys, with more awesome Star Wars news for you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts on what we've talked about. Join in on the conversation, guys. I always try to make it a point to reply to every comment on the podcast. Thanks, as always, Tomba, for joining me, dude.
Welcome. Catch you later.
Check out the Patreon down below, guys, if you'd like to support the podcast. Big shout out, as always, to all my Patreons and my channel members. You guys make the podcast and everything I do here on the channel possible. So thank you all, as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Box Bros.